Yes! I just signed my first employment contract here in Germany. From now on I will earn 5k every month. What? Only 3k on my bank account? I thought I was earning 5k. What happened in between? Many expats are shocked when they receive their first payout and see that almost half of their negotiated salary is gone. What happened to the other half is written on this piece of paper, your payslip, a pretty confusing sheet with lots of numbers and abbreviations. And because you don't understand it, you probably don't even look at it. That's fine, because the government takes care of most of the stuff written on here anyway. But there are some things you might want to or have to take care of yourself. Let's look at this together. What's up everyone? Welcome to a new video from PerFinEx, the #1 financial planner for expats living in Germany. We believe that financial education leads to financial success. That's why we upload easy to understand videos on all topics of personal finance every single week. And since there's no better time to take care of your financial future than right now, subscribe to our channel and reach out on WhatsApp if you have a personal question. We're here to help. Before we start going through the payslip, let's clarify what gross and net even means. Gross are usually goods with packaging, in our case salary before deductions, and net are usually goods without packaging, so salary after deductions. And today we'll see what kind of deductions are happening. It's basically two big ones. Now, all of these payslips look more or less the same, so feel free to grab yours before you continue to watch this video. Go ahead. I'll be waiting here. At the top of your payslip, you basically have your personal data, some important and some not so important information. Let's ignore the overview numbers like your vacation, your starting day, your working hours, your social security number, your tax ID, your birthday, address, etc. Just check these numbers and see if they're correct. The first set of important numbers is your tax information. Your tax class, your tax factor, allowance for children. That's basically free money, but please don't get a lot of children just because of the child allowance. And the DBA, the double taxation agreement, which makes sure you're not taxed twice. But more about taxes later when we progress through the payslip. Right below your tax information is your health insurance information. Who is your health insurance provider and how much are you paying as a percentage of your gross salary? Mr. Wichtig, that's Mr. Important in English, is a member of the public health insurance company BARMER and pays 15.7% of his gross salary to them. That's a little over 900 euros per month together with his employer. Bring the comment saying health insurance is free in Germany. Bring him. You can save a lot of money by changing from one public health insurance to another public health insurance. You could save the most money by changing from public health insurance to private health insurance. The BGRS code tells you if you are eligible to change. If your code starts with a 9, like here, or a 0, you are free to choose between public or private health insurance. If your code starts with a 1, you are a forced member of the public health insurance. But more about that later. Let's first come to the one number that really matters, your sweet salary. Heinz Important earns a Gehalt. That's why there is no unit of measurement next to it. If you earn a Lohn, there should be a unit of measurement. Time in hours, for example. Gehalt is every month the same. Lohn is dependent on some kind of unit of measurement, like hours worked or pieces sold. Heinz also has a company car that he can use for private trips. We know that because of the so-called 1% rule. We also know that his company car has a value of 28,700 euro when it's brand new. So he is definitely not driving a Lamborghini as a company car. How do we know? Employees with a company car are basically taxed with 1% of the new car price per month, so 12% per year. That's why the fictional value is added to his payroll and then taxed as part of his total gross salary. Heinz also gets paid for his journeys between his home and his place of work. But it's not that easy, of course. On the first line, he has to pay taxes and Social Security. On the second line, he only has to pay taxes, but no Social Security. You can see it here. P means you have to pay it, and F means free. So in total, Heinz earns about 4,900 euros every month. That's pretty good. But now we have two big deductions, taxes and Social Security. So according to your gross salary and your tax class 1 to 6, you are now taxed accordingly. We'll speak about income tax and your tax classes next week. For now, let's just say the higher your salary, the more taxes you have to pay. That's what we call tax fairness here in Germany. So Heinz Important has to pay almost 500 euros in income tax, about 40 euro in church tax, because we saw earlier that he's Christian, and 26 euros and 70 cents in solidarity tax, which was introduced about 30 years ago to finance the cost of the German unification. Good news right here, our government decided to eliminate the Soli starting 2021. So about 90% of everyone who pays Soli right now shouldn't pay it in 2021 anymore. Heinz will have a lot more money in his pockets next year. That's pretty nice. How much exactly? Tune in next week when we speak about income tax. The second big deduction is a really big one, Social Security. You can see immediately that the salary that Heinz has to pay health insurance on is much lower than his tax salary or the salary he has to pay public pension on. Why is that? Find out 2 weeks from now when we speak about the German Social Security system, 3 weeks from now when we speak about the German pension system in detail, and 4 weeks from now when we close this little Payslip series with health insurance, public versus private. No matter how much you earn, you won't have more than 4,687 euros and 50 cents for health insurance and more than 6,900 in public pension. For 2020. These numbers rise every year and will be higher in 2021. Heinz chose to stay in the public health insurance that costs him, together with the long-term care insurance, more than 450 euro per month. And his employer is paying the same, so more than 900 euro per month combined. If that's the right decision for him to stay in public health insurance, you will see in the weeks to come. The good news here is that your employer is paying 50% of all your Social Security contributions. So many good news today! Besides 450 euro for health insurance and long-term care insurance, Heinz also has to pay a little over 450 euro into public pension, as well as 70 euro into unemployment insurance. But wait, there's more. Even though you only pay for 4 insurances, our German Social Security system consists of 5 insurances. If you want to know more about the German Social Security system, what the insurances are, what they cover, what they don't cover, I'll tell you 2 weeks from now after speaking about income tax next week. After taxes and Social Security contributions, we are down from 4,900 euros to 3,370 euros. And now we deduct the fictional values like the company car again. Remember the 1% rule? Unfortunately for Heinz, he didn't talk to his employer about his VWL, his capital forming benefits, which is a very nice way of increasing your net salary while having the same gross salary. 1 of 5 actually. If you want to know the other 4 tips, check out this video. So at the end of the month, Heinz gets out of his 4,902 euro gross salary only 2,868 euros net salary paid to his bank account. About 2,000 euro deductions every month means 24,000 per year. That's a shit ton of money. Try to get most of it back. It's yours. You earned it with honest work. If you don't know how, we're here to help. Text us on WhatsApp and let's walk the walk instead of just talking the talk. Hope you feel better now that you know what you're paying for. See you next week when we speak about German income tax in detail. Stay healthy, everyone.